Welcome to the pot, the kettle, and the boy Maroon. You're here with God Rod. Right now, I have a special guest, one of my brothers, Mr. Deity Martin. How you doing, King?
What's up, bro? How you
Everything
doing?
good? Everything's been good, bro. You caught the Wilder fight?
What's up?
You caught the Wilder fight?
Yeah.
Yo, bro. Oh man, and it's fucked up because I bet money in the first one,
Okay.
and Fury should have won.
Yeah.
And I didn't get my money because it was a draw. And something told me to bet on this one.
And you bet on Fury last one?
Yeah, I bet on Fury the last one.
Okay.
I ended up betting on Wilder.
This one?
But listen, I didn't feel like he was. It's not a matter of I felt like he was gonna win. It was just like, while Fury's the better boxer,
Way better.
way better boxer. It's not even close. It's just, I just feel like Wilder's one of those handful of motherfuckers in the generation that has that I touch you, you drop type of power. So it's just.
But he's like so one-dimensional.
He is, but I feel like to touch him, and Fury eventually realized it because I think I noticed maybe that he said he noticed the 12th. I think I noticed a little bit in like the 8th, where it's just Wilder's one of those dudes where it's like when he swings hooks, when he swings his straight, everything is real long.
Yeah.
Nothing is tight.
Yeah.
So when nothing's tight like that, and you're a guy that can't fight off the back foot,
He's not a boxer.
he's not a boxer. That's fact. He's a fighter though. He's a
That's
fighter,
what he
and I
is.
respect it.
Yeah.
But when nothing's tight and you don't know how to fight off the back foot, it's a lot easier to hit you because you don't got that jift.
That's true.
You don't.
He has a jiff.
He has a jiff, but not off the back foot.
Yeah, okay.
So I think Fury keened into that.
Yeah.
It's just the weight scared me. I ain't gonna lie.
Who's weight? Fury's.
Fury's weight. He's been bigger.
Yeah.
But it's just I don't know. I just felt this fight. I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially since Wilder put on weight too.
Yeah.
So it was
he
like
went up.
it's like 230, and this man walks around like 208. So it was just. I was like, damn, man. I think they both just looking to slug it out, and if we're gonna have a slugfest, I'm gonna put my money on the motherfucker.
that just fights, that brawls.
That's a fact.
Okay.
Oh man, I lost, but I wasn't surprised, man. He outboxed him the first match, and then he was just like, this match I'm gonna be a 6'9" Mexican and just move forward,
Yeah.
and just pressure the shit out of him.
And I'm gonna take whatever you got. But he not until the third round he was taking whatever he got because whatever he had wasn't really. There was no power behind whatever he had after that.
You heard why?
Come on, man, that suit. No, I felt like the suit was ridiculous anyway. But come on,
It was a Shredder Batman Beyond collab. It was crazy is that I watched Joe Rogan and he was on the podcast saying that to polish his fast twitch muscles because
he wears the weight suits.
he wears weight suits
Yeah.
and they're about 45 pounds. My thing is they make you wear that shit the night before. You had to have known.
Bro, I think Fury knocked the shit out of him. Not knocked the shit out of him, but knocked the sense out of him.
Bro,
That
think
punch in the back of
he
the
was
head,
concussed.
bro. That's what it is.
Back of the ear, not really the back of the head.
It was the back of the head, bro.
Back of the ear.
Because
It's
his
not
ear wasn't busted. His ear, like inside of his ear, was bleeding, bro.
That's not the back of the head though. Either way, you know what I mean. It's a part of it's in like the back of the head. Like it's weird how the rules are set up with that, but I lost money and I wasn't mad. What's crazy is that wasn't even the most impressive thing about the night. Do you listen to D Smoke?
Yeah.
I feel like him getting the notoriety.
By walking him out.
Yeah, I
That was a good look.
It was a good look.
A big look. Because this was probably going to be one of the fights of the year.
That's what I'm saying. And this is one of the dudes that I consider to be one of our lyricists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
One of the new guys coming up.
But he could rap, bro.
No, it's a fact.
He could rap. I love Inglewood High. Like I'm a big fan of D Smoke, bro. So it's just seeing that, you know what I mean, seeing him on that platform because I don't feel like we have a lot of lyricists on our platforms. Like how they were so involved in everything in our parents' generation.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the same thing now.
I mean, I feel like there's enough lyricists, probably not like on the biggest stage, but on the biggest stage we still have Cole, we still have Kendrick. It's just
Cole don't want to be there.
It's just the in between, and they look like Kendrick too.
These niggas don't want to be there.
That's true.
But that's Hove embraced. You see Hove courtside LeBron's high school games, and embrace everybody that's coming up.
So
And
you mean lyricists with the lifestyle all around?
yeah,
Okay, I see
like
what you mean.
showing up with a purpose, being there, show face, embrace everybody that's coming up in the culture.
Like J. Cole was at All Star Weekend, but it looked like he did not want to be at All Star Weekend.
Yeah, bro, they just show up.
I see what you mean.
If anything, when you associate All-Star games now in basketball, you think Quavo, which is crazy to me. That's crazy.
And Common.
And Common. Fuck you. I hate you. That's really terrible. But it's just like it feels like our lyricists, they don't want to lead the pack.
That's true. I see what you're saying.
So when
it's more of an underground thing, kind of, if you're really looking for lyricists, and the underground is not really on that platform.
They're not. Like, don't get me wrong. There's enough. Like, I no longer beef with mumble rap or this generation with this, what they like to call it. I feel like mumble rap is kind of disrespectful.
Yeah.
I think it's just melodic tuning type
it's
shit.
more melody.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? I feel like it's this generation's R&B. I feel like they didn't really like R&B like that, and they just rappers wanted to be R&B singers. Now this is what it is now.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? But it's not a matter of there's no lyricist for me to listen to, because you and I both know if we could both sit on a sheet and name 6 rappers we listen to that's not really mainstream.
Yeah, facts.
You feel what I'm saying? But just not seeing them in that light. That's why when I asked you, I thought about it when it came to radio.
Okay.
And the reason radio's so ass now, bro. Like it's just so ass. I'm listening.
Is it ass? It's just that they're not targeting you. That's what it is. They're targeting people middle-aged people that work 9 to 5 that have the radio on. And that's going to work in the morning. That's leaving work at 5 o'clock. They just have the radio on, so they could catch the everyday listener. I'm not gonna lie. I just took an Uber here, bro, and I listened to the same Selena Gomez song probably like 5 times.
But that's my point.
My ride was only 40 minutes.
But that's crazy. But my thing is, with all this music, all these rappers, all these artists, why do you have the same 8 to 12 songs in rotation on a daily basis?
Algorithms.
That's bullshit, though. Because you listen to how these motherfuckers embrace each other down south. Like,
that's a fact.
If you're popping in your neighborhood, you pop, like,
you're gonna pop.
You're gonna pop. Well, it's just not a thing here. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it has to do, like, at one point I kind of wanted to blame it on them not putting enough youth in the, let's say, Hot 97, more so like 105.1. You think 105.1. I don't think music when I think 105.1.
They got the personalities.
I think personalities.
Yeah.
Like when they ask niggas, when Charlamagne talks to niggas and be like, yo, freestyle. I look, huh?
Never.
What are we doing here?
Yeah. And
I think there's a lack of unity when it comes to bringing the younger generation to, like, I remember, I'll give you an example. I was watching this is years ago. I think Joey Badass. What's the album where he has the American flag on the cover?
It's like America something with the KKK
in
America.
But it was a clean album. But he was saying how, you know what I mean, you guys got to eventually, I got to pass the torch, because there's a lot of young dudes that can do this and that can bring in young talent, but you guys are here.
And he was talking about, like, you have to groom people to come and take your spots. And Ebro was just like, they have to come take it.
You got to come take it. Why is that your energy? How long has Ebro been doing this?
Fine. Like, you could Google, like, what Ebro is making. You could Google, like, what Angie Martinez got, like, paid to go to 105.1. I could see why nobody just wants to give up that spot. Like,
I understand, but when I think of, like, Angie Martinez is her own entity. I don't really see her. I don't see 105.1 to her. Like, I look at Angie as just, like, Angie's Angie. I feel like she could be Angie and be by herself. Don't get me wrong. True. I'm pretty sure the check nice. I'm pretty sure the bag nice, but it's just, y'all could do that on your own. Like, it makes me feel like they don't care as much about the art.
Yeah.
You know, and I that really,
because it's a job. It's about profit. It's about how you're gonna get the same people to tune in every day, and by doing that, you're gonna have to put the same 5 catchy songs on all day.
But my thing is, who's your comp? Who's the reason where it's like, if I don't put these songs on, I'm going to lose my job. My station's going to lose ratings. Like, I only think of what Z100, 105.1, Hot 97, 98.7. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Who's your comp? Like,
but that's literally enough competition, bro. iHeartRadio, Hot 97, that's enough competition.
Bro, but there should be something in paperwork where it's just like there should be a program where interns are getting groomed to not. I'm not saying take their spots, but be involved.
But I mean, at Hot 97, for instance, there's Ebro and there's the morning show, the people that's been there for over 10 years.
Yeah.
But then there's still guys like Drewski, who was on Angie's board. Drewski got his own show. His show's probably like at 2 a.m. or whatever.
Who the fuck? Construction workers, Mexicans. Who's up at 2 a.m. listening to Hot 97?
He's getting his shot. He's no longer working the boards. He has his own slot from 2 to 5. Like,
and I respect it.
It's about progress.
I respect it. I respect the hustle. I respect the progress and the ascendance. But it's just like the morning is.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like
it feels dated.
It does, and then it's like we don't. I can't remember the last time I really went in my car and turned on the radio.
But that's the thing. They're not catering to you because you can get in your car and you control whatever you want to listen to. Like, even if you're not listening to your own music playlist, like, you could be like, oh, let me turn on a podcast because I'd rather listen to a podcast that I want to listen to instead of listening to these guys do their terrible segments of Ride or Die.
Bro, that should be blowing mine. Yeah. And what blows mine even more is because I hate listening to these niggas, and you see them getting the dick swinging contest. You'll see 105.1 try to be Hot 97, Hot 97 try to be like personalities of 105.1. Yeah. I don't watch them for rappers or whatever. I look and see when Kamala Harris is on, when Minister Farrakhan is on, when if there is a rapper that has like something to say, like if Lupe was on, he had, you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't look at them for rap, where it's just like Hot 97. I don't care what y'all talk about. At the end of this interview, I want somebody spitting something.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. Because I don't even think they air like the Funk Flex freestyles. Like, that's just a YouTube thing. I feel like.
What the fuck? But that's there
because Flex is like from 8 to 12. Who wants to jump in their car and listen to Black Thought freestyle for 10 minutes? Don't get me wrong. That's my kind of thing. That's
I'm
me.
about to say,
but
bro.
I'm saying who they're trying to target, bro. They're not trying to hear that. They want to hear Khaled. They want to hear the Khaled song with Quavo and Justin Bieber.
What?
That's what they want to listen to.
But that's man. But I think it's not a matter of they.
Because even on Flex show, because Flex's show is supposed to be the streets, but Flex still has to do the top 9 at 9. Where it is those songs that are played 5 times throughout the day.
I understand that, but I feel like you can teach people what to want to listen to. Like Grammys, for instance. When was the last time you looked at the Grammys and like, there are 4 legit rap albums that are being nominated?
I wasn't mad at that year where Cardi won, because
What albums were nominated that year?
It was Cardi, it was Nipsey, it was Daytona.
I'm about to say it definitely wasn't. Schoolboy was like the year before, 2 years before. Daytona,
Nipsey, Cardi. I'm not sure, but it was other like decent rap albums, people that actually rap.
But my thing is, if we really go back to that year, like if we said we're not gonna do nothing. We're gonna have
2017 was one of the better years for music.
But what I'm trying to say is those were the 4 best rap albums. Like Daytona, like I didn't even know you could qualify for being a rap album and having 7 songs.
Well, they changed the rules for Kanye West a lot.
That's crazy.
The same way how they let Chance's mixtape become 4th album of the year.
That's crazy.
When it was just a mixtape.
That's crazy.
But I'm pretty sure it had to do with him being aligned with Kanye that same year, because that's when Ultralight Beam came out too.
Mm-hmm. It's just man, I just think there's so much room to augment this new generation of lyricists and talent. No, in talent.
Okay.
Because me and you have this conversation in terms of how we listen to music.
Yeah.
Like I've told you, it's a 60-40 thing, right? I feel like at the art matters.
Yeah.
The art is a given. It should sound nice. It should make me feel.
Yeah.
But there has to be. I want to see pen. I want to see motherfuckers pen, and I don't think you get that.
I remember like a couple years ago, you coming to me and being like, "Yo, it's just so much music," and I was like, "Nah, I love it." Like Fridays, like I have something to do. Like I have like all the music to get into. But now it really like this last Friday, I think. So much music. Like now I understand like where you was coming from all those years ago. Like it's really a lot of
There's
music
a
to digest.
lot of music, bro, that we haven't listened to. The music I find every day. You know what I mean? I go to you for music. Sometimes I'll just stumble on Twitter or I'll see it on Instagram. It'd just be somebody just rapping. Somebody.
Yeah. You're like, let me check this out.
Exactly. Unless you're from UK, I don't want to listen to you.
Nah, that's a fact.
Listen to you niggas. I'm not here for UK rap. Dude, that's another sidebar.
Nah, but I mean, I like the New York spin on it, like, cause that's what it is. Pop Smoke is UK rap, but it's Pop Smoke. It got a New York spin on it. It's Fabio.
Okay.
Fabio is UK rap, but I don't want to hear gigs.
I don't want to.
Stormzy. I'm sorry, bro.
Oh, another sidebar. I'm not here for Baltimore rap either.
What's Baltimore rap?
Bro,
Nah, I don't know.
she sucked the dick if she want me to. Bro, you gotta.
I really like Baltimore slang, like Mo and all that. Yeah.
Bro, I get hot. That do and deuce and dude. Fuck out.
I didn't know there was a Baltimore scene.
Bro, that's a thing.
That's crazy.
That's a thing, bro. But it's just, and that's another thing. I feel like the New York scene.
It's not bad. It's better.
But it should be the. Like,
well,
bro,
it's not going to be the top because Atlanta. I don't know what's in the water down there, but these niggas. Well, it's the unity thing.
I was about to say,
but they're not. They're not bad. It's not what we grew up on.
I've grown to learn that, get accustomed to that. My only beef with the ascendance of Atlanta is the fact that there's no originality in guys coming up outside of Atlanta, at least not mainstream, because there's a New York spin on a lot of things, but not everything is purely New York.
Yeah.
And that blows mine.
But you can't be you can't be comparing everything to 90s.
You're right.
Because that was literally the golden era of rap. Like, there's
mm-hmm.
never going to be a time better than that.
And I agree. But there's like, don't get me wrong, you got Griselda, you got Benny the Butcher, you got, like, there's guys that really remind me of what I grew up on. Mm-hmm. But I hear dudes like I remember when I told you I remember Martin was the first person to put me on the Davies, and I didn't listen to him. Like, he tried to put me on the Davies like maybe 4 years before Davies popped, and I stumbled on, what was his first mixtape? I listened to it on SoundCloud. I'm like, who the fuck is this barring right now? Like, it was real raw and
Hate Me Now.
Hate Me Now. It was as raw as it was clean. I'm like, yo, who the fuck am I listening to right now? You feel what I'm saying? That feeling where it's a certain.
You could tell when it's authentic New York.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, like there's a cleanliness and a rawness that New York has. It's something you can't explain. Like, you get it when you listen to Iron Maiden. You know what I mean? It's clean. Oh man, it's so clean. I love Ghostface.
Ghostface is really underrated.
Yo,
that's a super sidebar. He's one of my top.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Is super.
And I will say, talking to you had me realize that it's a lot harder to compare rappers now.
Yeah.
Because no matter whatever list you have, there is going to be a bias somewhere.
Like, even, all right, you would say, like, Davies from New York. You would say Griselda's from New York, not New York City, but you can't really compare Davies and Benny or Conway.
I can't
do it. Even though they're both lyricists, but it's two different type of lyricism. Like, you're listening. Yeah, you can't really compare them.
But they're lyricists. Like, my thing is,
I'm not listening to Davies for metaphors or like.
That's a fact.
But Conway and Benny will give you that, but they'll still give you that street shit the same way Davies would.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You really can't compare them though.
My thing is, I've grown to learn and understand that it's certain things just have to be a given. It's hard. You can't compare lyricism. I don't think you compare content. I don't think you compare an artistry. It just has to be there. Okay. You feel what I'm saying? As long as I have that, as long as there's that, I get that cathartic feeling of release and influence and when I listen to you, I don't mind it. You know what I mean? Because the way you love Ghost, I love Chef.
Yeah.
Because when I think of Ghost, I think of someone who's, I just think of just excellence and flashy and shit talk
He
and
paints like a luxury picture, like a
yeah,
luxurious
bro.
picture.
I just want to
the
wear
same way I
this
love
big
Ross.
link
Like,
on my
that's what I'm
neck,
saying.
and that's what I'm saying. But then when I hear Chef, everything just feels. It
Feels
just
like you're in the middle of a trap house.
yo, bro.
Like,
It feels like I'm in a Tom Clancy.
You don't get these 7 rocks off, my nigga.
Bro,
You can't go home.
It feel like I'm in a motherfucking Tom Clancy book, bro. It just feel like he's in stealth mode, and I love it. This is one thing I've always loved about it. So I just feel like if you have your own feeling I get out of listening to music,
Yeah.
then you're doing your job to me.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's just when everybody's
Making me feel something. But that's the point of music, to make you feel something.
yeah. As long as I feel something with you that I don't necessarily feel with anybody else, it's you. It's an authenticity that comes from your music, what you project into your music, out of your music. You're a GOAT.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that makes Have is going to be mad because I think I think when it comes to penning in a great album, like when you compare great albums, I think Illmatic is in terms of penmanship one of the cleanest, if arguably not the cleanest penmanship I've ever seen.
That's a fact. And he was 16.
And he was 16, so you got to take that into consideration. But
why would I be mad at that?
Because Hove, right?
Okay.
You see where I'm about to go with this.
Okay.
I think there's just so much range with that man. There's so much music. There's the storytelling is just. I can't like. We can make a list and have arguments about lyricists has the best metaphors, who has the best engineering. When it comes to storytelling, range of storytelling and polishing, it's not a debate.
Who the greatest rapper of all time?
It's not a debate.
Right.
And I'm sorry, it's not a debate. It's not a debate. I went back to those Dynasty albums. I wouldn't. It's crazy how he's able to paint a picture.
But again, you can't compare rappers.
You can't.
But even Nas said, like, off Illmatic alone, one of the greatest lyricists ever.
That's a fact.
You can't knock him for that.
I can't.
But it's every other checkpoint that Jay-Z hits outside of Nas.
That's a fact.
That's all it is.
I just feel like when it comes to,
because I don't think Jay-Z's the same lyricist as Nas, but Jay's an underrated lyricist.
that's a fact.
But that's what it is.
See,
Nas is one of the greatest ever.
See, but the thing about when you talk about lyricism, I think Nas is arguably the greatest ever. Because I think there's a lot of pens out there that.
Because Eminem is crazy.
Eminem's crazy.
Black Thought is crazy.
I think
Royce is crazy.
Bro, I think AZ is so underrated. Bro. I think Do or Die is one of my favorite albums, and
crazy.
he is penning.
AZ recently just put out an album.
He can still rap.
Yeah, he's still doing
He can still rap. You know what I mean? So when you think about Elzal, when you think about Royce, there's a lot of people we could put in that argument of lyricists where it's just like there's an argument there.
Pun.
Where it's just pun. That's a fact. I can't. A question, and we're gonna get back to the whole thing. Because I was gonna ask you, because I don't know what it is. Why is there a need to put 3 Stacks in a top 10, top 5 conversation?
I would put him in top 5.
What started that?
In top 10.
What qualifies him for that?
He could rap his ass off. I don't think they putting him in top 10 rappers. Top 10 lyricists, probably.
Bro, he's
an amazing lyricist.
If you remember when motherfuckers was putting up the top 50, which I think is crazy. I don't know how you're able to. I feel like after 10 or 15, you just start writing down names.
No, but you can do 50.
You can. You can do 50. But if you remember those lists that you were seeing, like I remember seeing Ebro after a while, I just feel like
50 is a lot because you do forget, like.
You forget a lot of rap. You forget a lot of music. And if you're just doing it off the top of your head.
Ebro's list, like, missed, like, DMX.
DMX.
And he's arguably top 10.
Arguably.
If not 10, then he's 11.
To me, he's always been the T-Mac to Hove's Kobe. Like I've always felt like his storytelling was.
That's crazy how you use crack as a knee injury, but whatever.
You see what I did there, right? My man. Oh man, but it's the truth. His storytelling ability. You know what I mean?
X make you feel it, bro. Like music make you feel. X was one of them first dudes that make you
feel it.
Yeah.
Because I remember growing up, I just thought he yelled.
No, I remember growing up and slipping, being like, "Yo, what is this?" And it was catchy.
It was.
It was catchy. It had a message. Slipping. phone. Can't get it. Like,
But I remember the first time I listened to Ready to Meet Him, and when that beat drops, that and it Swiss, that was Swiss.
crazy.
Oh shit, that man. That's another man.
Swiss is crazy.
That's another dude. That's another dude where it comes. I don't feel like he gets his flowers, his just due.
I think he gets it.
I think he's revered. I don't think
I think that's what it is. I think he's revered. I'll take it back.
I think when we talk about eras, there's so much respect put on Pharrell and Timbaland.
But I think that's a lifestyle thing with Pharrell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a lifestyle thing. Don't get me wrong, like grinding is crazy, See, I hate that I said that just now because people are gonna be like, "Damn, Pharrell's a great producer." But I do think
he's a great
the Babe stuff and the BBC.
You tied
stuff,
into
people like the hype beast is gonna be like, "Oh, Pharrell, he's the greatest ever." Just those people, so you have to
But I feel like
leave those people out. But there is an argument for Pharrell being a good producer. I just think all the people that are like Pharrell.
But see, look, I feel like in a way, motherfuckers do that for 3 Stacks because I feel like that ATLian shit was a movement. I feel like the way he carries himself is
You feel like it's a hype beast thing to say, too.
And they carry it into his pen. Don't get me wrong.
His pen is heavy.
He can pen.
But I see the parallel you just made.
You feel what I'm saying? But my biggest beef is he hasn't put out a project, Dolly, where he was penning.
Okay, Love Below is not penning like raps, but there's raps on Love Below.
There's raps on it,
but what about all the Outkast albums?
That's Outkast. That's together, and Big Boy is the rapper.
He still raps 50% of those bars.
Then how is?
I think it's not fair that Andre 3000 gets put on top 20 list and Big Boy doesn't.
That's my thing. Is
if that's what your beef is? Okay.
I was gonna make that point, but when you think about Slum Village and you think about Elzhi.
No, but Elzhi's crazy.
His pen is nuts.
But Big Boy is not that far off from 3K. Like, it's two different type of lyricists.
But he's not. Big Boy. He's not a bad rapper.
Yeah, it's not that big of a discrepancy.
You feel what I'm saying? I think Elzhi, Slum Village. I think about when I think about Black Thought and Roots. Like, it took so long for you guys to get a album out of these two god MCs. Mm-hmm. Why are you so quick? Like, and I just feel like there's not enough.
Well, have you seen like 3K's interview with Rick Rubin?
No, I haven't.
Well, he says like he's like not scared to put out a project, but like it's a lot of pressure. He feels like a lot of pressure, like even when he's like making music, because now he doesn't rap. Mm-hmm. He like plays the piano, he plays the flute, he plays like.
But that to me, that just you're holding back layers for what people said. I ain't never stopped Snoop. Snoop he got a fucking gospel album, reggae.
Like, you don't feel like that? Like, I'm not saying like it tarnishes Snoop's career, but don't you think like?
I feel like what tarnishes Snoop's career, like I want my rappers when it comes
stop rap. I'm really not mad at the 3K thing. Like every year, give you a verse or two, and as long as those verses hit, I'm really content. Like I wouldn't mind. Like I don't need another Hove album. Like
I don't.
Hove just jumped on the latest Meek record or the Drake record. I might be.
But to me, that's the equivalent of making a 5-song EP, where it's just like if I give you a little of
Hove dropped like
great,
a 64 on What's Free last year.
Nah, bro.
That's an EP for us.
That's a fact. But it's just like me and you. Wale is one of our favorite rappers, but it just feel like
I don't know, bro. For me, like. Mm-hmm. I'm like I appreciate what he is. I appreciate what he does. He's crazy still, but the music side of it, I'm kind of like
you kind of shut it off.
Yeah,
that's a fact. But when he puts out small samples of it,
he still doesn't put out bad albums. Though. He doesn't have a bad album.
I don't think he has a bad album, and I've been on record saying I think Gifted is a good album.
No, it is a good album.
I know you don't. Bad album. I don't know. I know you don't like Black Heroes, bro. Black Heroes smack, bro.
I like his entire discography, but it was my thing with J. Cole all these years. I feel like J. Cole's not rapping. Like he doesn't rap to be like, yo, I'm better than all you niggas, except for the last 2 years when he got on the features and was like, I'm better than all you niggas.
And I hate it.
That was a recent thing. I love this now.
But I hate it.
But now that's what I feel like. Wale is like, okay, now I'm not rapping anymore. Now I'm just making music. Remember? Mm-hmm. So like,
see, but See, the thing about Wale, and the only thing I don't like about what Cole is doing is that you're doing it in an era where these niggas, there's no lyricist to pen you about it.
Nah.
Cause
He got on the Jeezy record with Kendrick, smoked. He got on the
no, but
Royce
I'm
da
talking
5'9" single, smoked.
But what I'm trying to say is, in your era where everybody was coming up, everybody was hot. There was, you know what I mean. You had.
Album with no features.
What I'm saying is, why wasn't you talking your shit when everybody was in their prime?
Nah, I feel you.
Don't get me wrong. I think his pen.
It's still there.
I think it's still there, and I think it's even better than it was before. Because there was a point in time where, like, you know, people get into the Kendrick Cole argument. I always felt like Kendrick was
That's another guy with no bad albums.
no bad albums. Controversial, no bad albums. You know what I mean? I always felt like he had a more technical pen.
Yo, you love To Pimp a Butterfly? Back then, I used to hate it. It grew on me.
It grew on you.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
You told me it would.
What's wrong with it?
I remember being in school like, nah, bro, turn that shit off.
Turn that shit off.
I hate that shit. I love my turn that shit off. Nah, sorry, Kendrick.
But you listen to it now, and it's just like, in terms
Ahead
of
his time.
he's ahead of his time. When in terms of a rapper being able to put out artistry, like when I go back to that album, like you'll go back to a lot of albums and you'll see it. And I'm not gonna say that they don't hit the same, but it's just like for that time, it was really good. Like my Dark Twisted Fantasies was really good for that time. And when I go back,
The decade.
it's up there. I'd give it to you. Yeah. I don't mind that. I don't mind him.
Man, remember when Kanye made good music?
Remember? No pun intended. Yeah. Oh man, those were good days. Those were really good days. And what's crazy is that was a point in time where we had one of the faces, if not the face of hip hop, influencing the next generation. And I felt like music was really well rounded at that time. Our parents may not have fucked with it, but it was really well rounded at that time. Whereas just now, who's the face of music right now? Who's the face of hip hop?
That boy from the 6.
That's crazy.
That boy good.
What I will say, and the one thing I could say about Drake is that
I think he was artist of the decade too.
I give it to you. I have no problem with that. I think that should be unanimous. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think Kendrick can, but even with that, it's just like Kendrick has been that for rap. He's because Kendrick got a
Section 80 came out in 2009, and then I think Good Kid was 12. If I'm not mistaken.
He got an argument. He got a valid argument. And then he has the
like
Pulitzer.
All his albums are better than Drake's. He got the Pulitzer Prize.
Yeah, he might have that argument.
It's in there.
It's in there.
Drake 500 weeks on the charts.
That's a fact.
Can't argue numbers.
That's a fact. But the one thing I always say about Drake is I can never knock him for it. He's always paying homage. Always paying homage.
Yeah.
I can never knock him for that.
No.
I don't. I'm not gonna say there's a need to pay respect to the guys that came before you, but there's when you're the person holding the torch,
yeah,
and you're pushing generation, you're pushing a genre. I feel like it's good to pay homage so that for the next genre to come that didn't listen to Hove as much as me and you did, they go back. Because what was it, the Chicago Freestyle? What was it? What was the name of the? He had like 2 tracks he just recently dropped out.
The When to Say When and then the Chicago Freestyle. The When to Say When is the song card feature though.
Mm-hmm. I think it's vintage Drake. You know.
Yeah. Well, he's just rapping. He's rapping on one, and then the other one is when he's like in his bag. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm texting Shorty, and she got me blocked.
I should blow mine.
My text is going green.
But
I mean, that's my bag. So
that's just, I know that's your bag.
I'm really excited.
I think,
and like you were saying, like he pays homage, but like not only does he pay homage, he like kicks in the doors for certain guys. Like
he does.
I think he was on Little Baby's first single. He gave Little Baby that look. Jock Boy Baby with Look Alive. He hopped on the remix. He gave him a verse. So he pays homage and he's kicking in the door for new guys. So
and that's why I can never knock him.
Mad?
I can't knock him. I'll say that there's certain things about his new music that it's just not my fancy. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think he drops good music, but I've never got a really like rap album from Drake.
That's the thing. You're never gonna get that though, because he has to. He's one of those guys that usually have the radio only targets like a certain demographic. Yeah. He targets kids. He targets people that get in their bag when their text turns green. He targets the people that want to hear the rap over the vintage sample. So there's so many targets that he tries to hit. That's why he drops a double album.
And I agree.
All his albums are like over 20 songs too.
And
What you think about it?
They're not bad. It's just, I think you know this. I think there's a Kevin Hart aspect about Drake that kind of rubs me off. Where it's just like they're capable of doing what they do at a 9, 10 level. You feel what I'm saying? Drake can rap. Kevin can be funny. Like you seen Laugh at My Pain.
They're too big. That's
They're
what
too
they're
big.
too big. The audiences.
They don't want to offend people. They won't
don't wanna
touch on
offend
certain
people.
topics.
They want to target everyone. Because that last stand up, I'm cool.
Ass.
I'm way cool with that last stand up. But that's that problem.
Exactly.
You can't focus on one group of people.
That's a fact. And just like Drake, he brings everybody under his wing. You see what he did with Tiffany Haddish, backing up with the Cat Williams thing.
But that documentary that he dropped for Netflix, like that 6-piece series, did you see it?
I haven't seen it.
That was for me.
That was for you?
Yeah, it's him going through the Oscar thing when he made that terrible joke on Twitter.
What was the joke? It was a gay joke?
Yeah. It was the joke about his son. If his son ever came to him,
that was like years ago.
if his son asked him to buy like a Barbie, he's gonna break the Barbie house over his son.
That's some funny shit. It's bad, but
It's not funny. But but it was him going through the backlash of that, and the backlash of cheating on his wife, and then the backlash of him fighting with his trainer and going to jail.
I don't know. I don't know where we got to the point where it's.
So he does drop content for everyone. You just gotta find it. His stand up is.
But he doesn't do with his. But he doesn't do with his stand up. That's my thing. So I'm pretty sure Drake is capable of touching on topics that's more directed to one demographic or one issue, because he stays away from social issues when it comes to rapping.
But if you notice, he does that he's been doing that his whole career. Like the 2 songs that he just dropped, he dropped the little R&B song, then he dropped the rapidy rap song. The same time when he dropped God's Plan, he dropped Diplomatic Community. That's for us. Same time when he dropped Hotline Bling, he dropped, I want to say 4 p.m. in Calabasas. But he's going to give you that little mainstream hip and the hippity hip hop.
So maybe that's the equivalent of Kevin in his movies. Because I think his movies be funny sometimes. I'm not here for Jumanji because
I'm not watching Jumanji, bro. Cool.
Listen, R.P. Robin Williams. That's my. I can't watch Jumanji. I'm sorry.
I'm sick of The Rock. I'm sick of Kevin Hart. I'm sick of Fast and Furious 12. I'm sick of all that, bro.
They're getting a bag though.
That's what I'm saying. Hollywood got to just give me a budget.
They got to get
a
a bag. I don't remember the last time I seen a. You know what it is, and it's weird, and I hate it. If we're not in action, it'll be some real oppressed slave shit.
Oh yeah, that was your thing. You was tight when Django and 12 Years a Slave came out.
Yo, bro, don't get me wrong, Django's hilarious.
That's not funny, but okay.
But Django, when you think about when you think about these black movies, black history movies or African American history movies, however you want to label them, they're so directed towards slavery and everything around that. Even when I think about what was the Quentin Tarantino film, the 8, Crazy 8.
Crazy 8, okay.
It's just the fucking that, bro. It just gets so dark.
Yeah.
And there's so much more history that we have. So much more content.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I feel like it's just creativity. But you know who's getting the bag for it? Nigga Forrest Whitaker. That nigga's been every type of slave.
That's a fact.
Known to man. You know what I mean? But I want to see some new creativity when it comes to that. But again, just to circle back to Hove and Drake, it scares me because once Drake leaves, who's gonna be our face next? Usually you'll see, you have an idea, you know what I mean, who's in the pool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
After Drake, what do you mean, talent level, or do you mean face? Who's gonna be the face leading hip hop the next year?
So hip hop will always have a face. It'll always have a face because even when you think about when Hove had a down year, Hove never had a down year, but when Hove had his Kiss had his pop.
50
had his year, but 50. I'm saying like
it was
50,
50's run.
50 had his run.
50, then Kanye.
Yeah.
After that, then Drake.
And I just
Nigga
don't
got
see
a
it.
chokehold in the game.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy because pretty soon, I ain't gonna lie. I just feel like all music is gonna be a derivative of what we hear from down south.
Yeah, it's gonna be the R&B melody raps.
And I'm not gonna be able to go on radio and listen to any lyricists. There's not gonna be any lyricists.
I really do like the baby though. Well, not the baby, little baby.
Little Baby. Wow.
And the baby.
Which one is the Pitbull?
What do you mean?
One of them. Some niggas was calling him a Pitbull on Twitter. His bitch bad. What's her name?
Oh, that's Little Baby.
That's Lil Baby. Hey, the baby is the one Coco gave the jacket to, right?
No, that's Gunna.
That's Gunna.
He rolls with Little Baby.
I rolls with Lil Baby. I think they make valid music. You know what I mean? I won't say it's completely for me.
I don't think they'll be the face of hip hop though.
Nah. I don't see
the
that.
next 10 years.
I don't know. I'll leave that as a for the questions in the comment box. Who do you see as the next face of hip hop for the next decade to come? You know, but again, derivative Hove. Grammys
21, 22.
It's 21, 22. Is that a ring?
The Grammys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yes.
But why?
It's acknowledgement for your work on the highest platform. Yes, we have our own platforms, but we don't champion our own platforms.
But bro, the Tiki Torches, when it comes to fucking the country musical awards, bro, that should be booming.
That's a fact.
You go. I remember there was one year, I forgot what album Pharrell won it for, but I remember he went up stage and he had Ugg boots and was chewing gum, and I'm chewing the gum, and it was real disheartening to see because it's like I grew up on Neptunes, and we all in some ways idolize Pharrell, and it's just like, yo, if y'all don't take it seriously, if y'all don't take y'all shit seriously, because we may not be the most affluential, but when it comes to influence, when it comes to being the culture,
it's us.
It's us. So it's just like, why don't we take our own shit seriously?
Yeah.
Because I remember when Tyler Creator won the Grammy, what was this year?
For rap album of the year, I was pissed off.
Listen, bro, he was pissed too, and I can understand if you take umbrage to being labeled, having your project being labeled a rap album when you didn't have
raps on the album.
Bro, that's my point.
Verses.
It wasn't
and
a rap album.
They weren't like 16s. They were like 8s.
So I understand his beef. I understand your beef.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's not a rap album. Why is that even nominated?
In the category. Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
It should have won album of the year.
And I can understand his beef with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the need to be pop and the way we disparage what hip hop is or what a rap album is. Like what is pop? What is pop? Like what is the definition of pop?
I think pop, again, back to the demographics thing. That's what it is. It's a numbers thing. Like how much of the masses can you reach? Then you're pop. Because The Box by Rowdy Rich isn't a pop song, but it's on Z100, so it's a pop song.
I just think I just have a beef with people not taking value to hip hop when it's just hip hop. It should be we are the pinnacle when it comes.
It's a hip hop rap song, but it is now labeled pop. That's what it is.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Pop doesn't have a clear definition. I think that's a well-ordered definition. It's just saying that demographic, but that's not music.
That's not music. Yeah. It has nothing to do with music.
That's nothing to do with music.
Because Taylor Swift is an R&B country singer, but she runs pop.
I don't understand that. And then when you look at because apparently we can vote, but well, I mean not say we, but they have like this. The Grammys have their like own sovereignty where it's just in terms of voting, you have to have certain credits, a certain amount of paid. Like I don't know if you pay for credits or you inherit credits, or you have to be this is to vote.
Yeah.
You have to be a former Grammy winner.
No, nominated.
Nominated.
You have to be nominated to be able to vote. But even if you're nominated for, like Pusha T was nominated for Daytona,
Mm-hmm.
now Pusha T can vote on country album of the year. I don't know Pusha T well. I'm
pretty sure he don't listen to country
he's not
music.
in Virginia listening to country music, but he has the right to vote on
But that's
a
crazy
country album.
because that means we can't dictate or influence what is rap album of the year, album of the year.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I think we got to pay $100 to vote.
Yeah.
Suck dick. I'm not paying $100 to vote for it. It's slow.
But the only way to change the system is within, right?
Yeah,
Find that $100.
that's
Or don't
not,
be bad at the problem.
no, I understand, man. But that's, oh man, you guys tell me what you feel the solution should be in the way we influence hip hop and should take hip hop seriously and how we make our own Grammy, our own ring. And this is the pot and the kettle and the boy Maroon. I'm God Rod, and we signing out.